So back when The Last of Us Season 1 was premiering, I did review/breakdown type videos of the episodes as they came out. And with Season 2 fast approaching, I thought I would compile all these videos into one long form thing for anyone who needs a refresher, much like my Dexter Original Sin video. And I'm not going to waste any more time, let's get into this. Episode 1.
For a starter, a pilot, very good episode. I enjoyed it, and I think it's going to be great as it goes on. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I think the acting is good. The cinematography is phenomenal. There. Yeah, just genuinely so well made. It's very good to see that we as gamers, I hate to use that word, but I mean, it's the only word that comes to my mind. We as gamers are finally getting adaptations of games in film that aren't, fucking terrible. I think the casting is really well done. I loved it. Pedro Pascal as Joel, come on. There's not much of a better choice they could have chose for Joel, in my opinion. But, and I'm going to bring this up now, because this is like the only fault I have with the show. Ellie. The person that was cast as Ellie, my god, it looks nothing like her. But while that may be a problem for some people, I'm willing to let that go, because I think she does alright in the role, She might not look like 100% like her, but with what she's given, and she's given some great stuff, she does very well. Yeah, I haven't really got a script for this. I know I'm a bit late. I was waiting when I could be asked to watch this. This is the first episode. That's something I can bring up. The first episode is like feature length. I thought every episode was going to be feature length. Obviously not, but it's going to be around like anywhere from 40 to 70 minutes each episode. I think having the first episode be like basically feature length is a really good idea. It gives us enough time to flesh out characters, really get to know them, and yeah, the first episode covers the first hour of gameplay in the game, and I think it does it brilliantly. Yeah, so yeah, that's something. God, I'm trying to just think of what to say. I really like all the characters, the way they're introduced, seeing everything. And I was worried this was going to be very filler based, like, oh, here's Joel, and he's going to be in that Boston facility for like half the episode, and he's going to be there for half the next episode. But no, they don't feel like they're filling out much. It's just very beat. Like, I like how quick and fast paced it is. That it doesn't linger on shit longer than it needs to, which is good, because I know a lot of shows do that. Yeah. One thing I didn't like is the reveal of Ellie's bite. It just happened too quickly, they revealed it and then it was over. Like, why would you do that? I felt like that should have been a reveal, cut, and then the next episode, episode 2, should have started with them still talking about it, instead of it being, okay, Ellie has a bite, let's keep running. It's like it almost downplays the fact she has a bite. Yeah. God, I don't really know what else to say. I haven't really got much to say about this. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next few episodes. I really should have scripted this, but yeah, I'm not feeling the best because I'm a bit ill, so that's why I didn't really script this. So I just come in and waffle. But yeah, very good first episode for The Last of Us. What did you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you excited for episode 2? Speaking of episode 2, I will be giving my review of that when it comes out. I'm just going to review each episode as they come out. I think there's going to be 9 episodes, so this series, me reviewing them, will be going up until March time. Very based. Anyway, much love. See you later. I'm going to take you to the end card now. I forgot to quickly mention, it's a very emotional show. You will cry in the first episode. I know I did when Sarah gets game ended. I'll put it like that. Pedro Pascal and the girl who played Sarah, both their performances in that scene are fucking phenomenal. Yeah, and Sarah as a whole, her actress is doing a great job, man. I didn't think I could get that attached to a character within half an hour, but she fucking pulled it off really well. That's all I really want to say. Another thing I want to mention quickly is Ellie and Joel. You don't see much of them together in episode 1, which I think is entirely fair. While I would have liked to see more like banter between them, really build up their rapport, I guess that's the word. I can entirely see why they wouldn't do that.
Episode 2.
Let's just get into the positives of the episode first off. Overall, it's just a good episode. I know that's really vague, but it is a good episode. I'm just going to put that out there. Let's get into more specific shit that I like now. Ellie and Tess's relationship, I like the building that had in fucking this episode. Not that it mattered much, because she would die in this episode. Spoilers. But, I'll get to that when I get to it, because it's in my list. But I love their relationship building. I'm still deciding between whether they have a mother-daughter bond, or if it's like an older, younger sister type of deal. Either way, fucking loved it in this episode, even if it was really short-lived. Ellie not wanting to leave Tess, it is fucking brilliant, man. It's so well written. It just goes to show how, how much value she had to Ellie, in the short time that they knew each other. Because Pedro Pascal's Joel, he's obviously the big brute, very standoffish, and he wasn't immediately accepting Ellie. He still saw a not by the end of this episode, but I think Tess, she accepted Ellie a lot quicker, and I think that allowed their relationship to build quite well, which I really liked in this episode. Speaking of Ellie, I'm really growing to like Bella Ramsey as Ellie. I know in the last video I said it was bugging me that she looked absolutely nothing like Ellie, but I'm starting to not care as much. I'm really liking her as Ellie, so I'm not really giving as much of a shit about the fact she doesn't look exactly like her. There's one scene which I think was the moment where I was like, okay, I really like this portrayal of the character. I think she's doing great, and I'm enjoying watching the character. It's the scene where they're walking through the hotel thing, and it's flooded with water. The first thing that made me go alright, I like this character is the I can't swim line. Just her banter with Joel in that scene. Her banter with Joel throughout this whole episode is great. But I particularly like the bit that made me fall in love with this character in this adaptation, at least, is where she fucking goes up to the bell and starts dinging it, pretending to be the concierge, the fucking person pushing the trolley. It really shows that she is a kid in this show, even if it is meant to be this big serious drama. You can still have some goofing about moments, which is nice to see, and I hope we get more of that, specifically with her and Joel, not just her mucking about by herself. Pedro Pascal, I mentioned him in my previous point. He's great as always. Pedro Pascal is always going to be great, no matter what he's in, and he's fucking killing it as Joel, gotta say. The horror, it looks good, man. I won't lie, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's scary, but looks great. Next, another thing that looks great: The Infected. When I was watching the episode, specifically when I got to the part where they're at the museum and the infected started bleh, and got in Joel's face and shit, I was like, Jesus Christ, these things look fucking horrible. They look terrible. They don't look scary at all. But looking back on the screenshot that's on the screen for you right now, these things are fucking scary. Maybe it's just how fast that scene went by, how dark. You don't really get that great of a view of them, but it's fucking good, man. They're so brilliantly designed. The one that kisses Tess when she dies with the fucking tendrils, again, brilliant. I've not got a screenshot on screen for that, but fucking good, man. I'm loving how the infected look in this show. Speaking of Tess, her exit, fucking beautiful. I nearly shed a tear, I won't lie. Her sacrificing herself for Joel and Ellie, again, not only shows that strengthening between her and Ellie, but also her and Joel. I just fucking love the short time she had on this show. Obviously, she's performed greatly by the actress. I don't know her name, but yeah, she's fucking brilliant. Now that we've gone through all the positives of this show, I think we're going to have to go through my negatives on it. I've only got 2 things listed here. The first off, I didn't like how long the beginning segment was. I feel like 7 out of 52 minutes to show me a prequel, when we're going to have 9 episodes to get through this shit leading up to where we are that we didn't see. I feel like 7 minutes out of 52, that's just a little too much to me, I feel like if we're going to have these prequel segments, make them like 5 minutes tops. I don't want to see the lead up to the Infected. I just want to see Joel and Ellie's adventure. It's one of the things that makes me love The Walking Dead. I know to bring in The Walking Dead while talking about The Last of Us is so stupid, just because they happen to share zombies, and Andrew Lincoln is rumoured to appear in The Last of Us, which I hope he does, but nonetheless, I'm going around here. It's one of the things I love about The Walking Dead. They never specify or spend too much time on what caused the outbreak, because you don't care about that. You care about these characters and their story, and I feel the exact same way for The Last of Us. So hopefully we don't have as much bullshit to do with like the lead up to it, because honestly I don't think anyone gives a fuck. We just want to see the story play out and the dynamic between Ellie and Joel and how good that fucking is, because it is really good. The last thing I want to bring up, this episode was not as strong as episode 1, and I mean, that was going to be a given. Episode 1 had like double the runtime to build up on, so it had a lot more foundations to work with. Also, it had to really grab us in that first episode, so it was always going to be the strongest one, probably of the season, if not for the finale when that comes in a few months. But yeah, it's just not as strong as episode 1. Not discrediting or anything. It's still a fucking brilliant episode. But I feel like so far in the tier list, it goes episode 1, episode 2, episode 1S, episode 2A.
Episode 3.
I'm going to spend a little while talking about the episode as a whole. Then I want to zoom in on something on its own, take a deeper look at that. And I think you already know what it's going to be. But real quick, let's quickly just go over this episode. Very fucking good. As always, this show non-stop delivers like fucking amazing episodes. Acting is amazing. The fucking story is great. They're just non-stop smashing it out. I don't really know what to say at this point that hasn't been said, or that I haven't already said myself in my reviews of episode 2 and 3. Overall, this episode's just fucking brilliant. Yeah, big shocker. Show is good. But the reason that I am going into one specific topic about the episode is because there is a scene where 2 men kiss in this episode. Big shocker. You may have seen it all about the internet at the moment, and it's pretty cringe, honestly. Like, well, not like the kiss, but you know what I mean. I don't really know what I'm saying. It's probably sounding really homophobic, but like the reaction to it has been cringe. What I mean. The episode's being completely review bombed by like homophobes, despite its amazing fucking like performance and stuff and how good it is. It's got a 10 on fucking, I think, Metacritic, I believe. But you know, people are choosing to review bomb it because gay people exist, I guess, which is kind of cringe. I don't understand why in this current day and age we are still like living in a time when people are like against homosexuality. Yeah, okay, have that view if you want. I might not agree with you, but what's really pissing me off, like, don't get me wrong, the homophobicness that people are displaying because of the episode is disgusting, and I find that stupid enough, but for you to then go out and review bomb this episode, effectively tarnishing its whole like reputation on review sites, completely disregarding everything else that is so amazing about it, just because you don't like one thing, it's a little bit, you know, like fucking stupid. You'd think that, you know, even though these people are homophobic, they'd at least be able to set aside those bigoted views in order to view something as a whole in a scope and go, okay, this is good, I can set aside my fucking disgusting views for my review at least. But no, the episode gets review bombed and shit just happens, I guess. It's really annoying, man, because as I said when I really fucking briefly went over the episode, it's really good. But homophobia, I guess, and there's nothing you can really do about it nowadays, is there?
Episode 4.
Ellie playing with the gun. I liked that scene. It was the first scene of the episode. I liked it because it helped to show a bit more about her character, especially when we see her like pretend to shoot it at the mirror, and she goes like pew pew, while pretending to fire it. Obviously, I like it because it helps to show how stunted her maturity actually is, having obviously been born after the pandemic had broken out. Yeah, it shows how mature, like, stunted her maturity is, and this idea is built on even more later in the episode when she shoots Brian, and you can see like the visible shock and horror on her face as she realizes that guns aren't like toys, which I guess she sort of viewed them as in the quarantine zone. The whole terrible joke thing, there was the joke book thing, which was lifted from the games. It's adapted nicely. It doesn't feel like it's just shoved in there to get fans to go, I know that's from the games. The show's amazing. Again, I know I bring this up every fucking review we make, but what is it? Ellie and Joel's relationship has grown even more, and it's just amazing to see. Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal are doing amazing as these characters yet again. I know I bring it up every episode, but they just fucking blow me away every episode, so I have to bring it up. The cinematography is fucking brilliant. Especially the aerial shots and like just the shots when they're driving, showing us the destroyed remnants of a post-pandemic Earth. I thought those were cool to see. I haven't really brought up the cinematography and shit for previous episodes, but it's good. It's just like it's at a standout. It's at its peak in this episode, I think. When Joel and Ellie get ambushed and they kill Brian, I really felt for him, which is good because you know, being able to get me to feel for someone who I've seen on screen for about 5 minutes it's a tremendous thing to be able to do in the writing and shit. I mean, I just think the fact that he cowered in fear as he was killed when previously he was acting like a big, hard, tough man really goes to show how human he really was, because that's a human reaction if we're all being real. And I just think that the writers are fucking brilliant at being able to make even the most insignificant characters feel human and us feel sorry for them when they get killed off. The fact we also previously see what we thought to be a bunch of savages out to kill Joel and Ellie, run and actually be hurt by Brian's death, and the fact that they didn't actually want to kill them. Previously, they just wanted to take their shit and they would have let them go, and they only resorted to violence once one of their own was killed, is great as well. It just goes to show that even during these circumstances, people still have their humanity, and it's just amazing to see that sort of idea explored in the show, and I kind of hope we get to see more of it as it progresses. Final thing I want to bring up, the tease at the end of the episode, the tease for episode 5, it's cool, don't get me wrong, I just don't want them to make it a running thing where they tease each episode at the end of every episode. I know a lot of shows do that, and it's annoying, so I really don't want them to do it. But another thing, before I move on, I know what shows I like, you know, I just quickly want to go around. I fucking hate when shows do that. Like, I know what I like, I don't need to be baited into watching the next episode, and I certainly don't want The Last of Us to do that, because I know I'm loving this, and I know I'm going to come back. I don't need some teaser. Yeah. Also, another reason I hope they don't, you know, bring back another teaser and do it every episode is this show is far too good for that, man. This show is far too fucking brilliant, and it's piquing viewers' interest, and they really don't need to be adding in shitty teasers to get people to come back and pique their interest, because, I mean, the interest of viewers for this show is, like, already massively high. You don't need these teasers at the end of episodes to do that for you, because it's just kind of useless, really.
Episode 5.
So, my first note is Joel and Ellie, great again. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, great again. As I said last time, I bring this up every time, but they're just fucking brilliant, so I feel the need to. Sam and Henry, the new characters who were teased at the end, fucking brilliant as well. I love their dynamic and shit, obviously being brothers and stuff. Another dynamic I like is the one between Sam and Ellie. I think it's fucking brilliant. I love that dynamic of sort of older sister, younger brother. I think both Bella Ramsey and the person playing Sam, I don't know his name, are doing an amazing job at portraying that. And it's just fun to watch play out, you know. It warms your heart, which is something that characters would be looking for in this sort of like environment. Just a friend. And it was nice to see that play out in this episode. Even if both Sam and Henry die. Spoilers. If you really didn't know that, but you're clicking on a review, it's sort of your own fault that you get spoiled. But we'll get to that when we get to that, because my next note is about Joel's pain. Because fucking Henry says that he can tell Joel was a father, and Joel is obviously standoffish. He sort of changes the subject, says that they've been there long enough and they can leave now. And I like this scene. It's just seeing that he still has this pain of letting Sarah die or not doing anything to save her, like even decades after. It's just cool to see, man. It really adds that level of characterization to Joel that I love to see in the franchise of both the games and show. The climax of the Infected versus like Kathleen's Lot of Men, and with Joel, Ellie, and Sam and Henry trying to escape as it happens, fucking brilliant. For what I believe is the first like big proper climax at the end of an episode. It's fucking brilliant. I loved watching it. Kept me on my fucking toes. It was amazing. Sam and Henry's death. Okay, we can get to it now. I spoke about it a little earlier, but we can really get to it now. It was so fucking impactful, and I think because of how well they were written throughout the episode, and how sudden it happened, and how characters grieve that in the episode, really adds to it, and really like adds to their death and the impact on audiences. I fucking loved how they handled it and shit. It's great. Speaking of characters grieving Sam and Henry's deaths, Ellie writing sorry on Sam's board, which he uses to hear because he's like see what people are saying because he's deaf, and putting it on his grave. Holy shit! Like actual like tears, bro, tear level shit. That was so sad to see and stuff. And it just again it helps to show Ellie's character. It adds more depth to her because we get to see that even though it's not her fault, she does feel as though she is at fault. She feels as though she could have prevented it, and feels bad that her blood didn't stop him turning into an infected, and that maybe if she had stayed awake with him like she promised instead of falling asleep, she could have prevented him from turning into an infected or something. Just showing that she still feels that grief and like that weight on her as though it's her fault. Fucking brilliant. I really hope we get to see that play out more throughout the coming episodes. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And the final note, putting a bit of a shit note in here, the funny big infected man that shows up in the fight near the end, Lekul. Literally, my note is big infected Lekul, because I mean that's basically all I could say about it.
Episode 6.
My notes, first note is the husband and wife character at the beginning of the episode. Fucking loved them. They were on screen for such little time, but they just stole every second that they were on there. Loved them. I mention this every review, but I will continue to, and fear not, you only have a few more episodes of me having to say this until Season 2 happens. Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal, amazing as Joel and Ellie yet again. Stole the screen yet again. They're just fucking amazing as these characters. I love them, man. They're so great. Tommy and Joel's reunion was great. It's heartwarming. It's just as you expect, really. Both actors are doing a great job in their respective roles. The scene where Joel and Tommy have a bit of an argument, where the scene when Tommy explains that he's having a kid, so he can't take Ellie, and Joel is like, "Oh, am I the type of person you don't want here?" That argument, man. It was just it was good. It was a good scene. It's well acted. I really liked it. Hence why I'm bringing it up. I always bring up dynamics in terms of these episodes, but I don't really have one dynamic I could point to loving in this episode specifically. I just loved all of them. Everyone fucking shined, and they all interacted with each other so great. It was just cool to watch. Everyone's just exceptional in this episode, really. When I get round to ranking these on a tier list when the series is finally over, believe me, this one's going to be really fucking high. Joel's speech about how he keeps failing Ellie and how he's going to get her killed. It's so well performed, man. I say it every time. Pedro Pascal fucking carrying, man. Genuinely. So well performed. I could feel tears welling in my eyes while watching it. That's how fucking good he was doing it. Joel and Ellie's argument. I'm bringing a lot of arguments into this notes. But their argument about how when Ellie's like, I'm not Sarah. It's dead like the games. They both portray these characters so fucking well. I keep saying it, but they're fucking perfect. I'm completely over that thing about, like, Ellie not looking like, you know, Bella Ramsey not looking like Ellie. I'm completely over it. She's fucking brilliant, you know. And this scene, she kills it, man. She's exactly like how Ellie is in the game. The scene's perfect. Like exactly as it is in the games, and I'm so glad they're sticking so closely to the source material, because the source material is fucking brilliant. The moment where Joel is thinking about Sarah, you know, he's on the verge of tears, and like they fade in to Sarah and then back to Joel and then into Sarah and back to Joel. I feel like the fade-ins of Sarah kind of ruin it. I feel like that moment would have been far more impactful if they didn't have the fade-ins. Maybe just left it as the scene of Pedro Pascal sitting there. I feel like that shot of him just sitting there, you know, and then he pulls the light, it would have said, like, you get the gist of what he's thinking. You don't need the fade-ins. They just sort of ruin it. And I feel like having him just sit there is far more impactful. But what do I know? I don't make films yet, hopefully. Cinematography, again, I think I mentioned this last time. It's on its A game. It's fucking great here. Speaking of cinematography, though, the Starbucks cup moment, I know, you had to know I was going to bring it up. Essentially, the Starbucks cup moment refers to in Game of Thrones when a Starbucks cup appeared. The Last of Us has its own moment of that now, and that is when you can see crew members off in the like sides of one of those cinematic shots. It really shows, it's a good thing for other shows, really, because this show is going to win an Emmy, and it's just done nothing wrong up until this point, and it's giving other Emmy, like, tier shows this year, they finally can breathe easy knowing that The Last of Us can fuck up sometimes. Although news publications are, like, overstating how bad this really is. Like, I saw one of them call it, like, a groundbreaking mistake. Like, it's not a groundbreaking mistake, bro. They just forgot to zoom in their shot a bit. And it could be fixed in HBO. They probably have fixed it by now. I don't know. Yeah, that was the Starbucks cup moment. And the final thing I want to mention, Joel's death bait. It's made a lot of people who only watch the show think he's actually going to die. I saw some people talking about how their parents were like, "Oh, he's going to die." No, and a lot of people were really sad about that. And, you know, I can't wait to see their reactions when he's not dead. But just how sad these show only fans are about Joel potentially being dead here makes me all the more excited to see how sad they are when they see Abby get a Joel in one in the second season, provided that the second season is taking place as the story of part 2. Also, sorry for calling it a Joel in one. I just had to. I heard the phrase somewhere, and Joel in one is stuck in my head. It's fucking brilliant.
Episode 7.
This episode shows us get a lot of backstory on Ellie, which was very well adapted to me. I think it was adapted fucking brilliantly. They couldn't have done it more justice, in my opinion. The actress who played Riley in the episode, she was doing a great job, man. I say it basically every time, but, like, bro, they just cast such good people for these fucking shows, man. This show specifically, they cast such good people. Ellie is great. Normally I say Ellie and Joel, but I can't really this time, because, I mean, Joel was literally in it for about 5 seconds, and I don't mind that, you know? I'd like to see an episode centered on Joel, maybe, if they figured out how to do that. I guess we'll find out, but we only really have 2 episodes left, so I can't see that happening. The chemistry between Ellie and Riley is through the fucking roof, which obviously is something you need between these two, because, well, they're, like, romantic partners. I guess that's the best way to put it in safe terms for YouTube.com. I will be honest, it did drag a bit towards the end, you know. I felt like this episode really could have been 45 minutes instead of being like 55 or 58 or whatever it was. You know, it just dragged a bit. I feel like could have been slightly shorter. And my final critique, the scene of Ellie and Riley dancing with the mask, it just felt a bit too silly. I can't remember if it was in the games or not, but if it was, it felt really silly then, probably. That's probably how I felt about it. I haven't played the game in a long, long time. I probably should, honestly. If I'm fucking watching this show, I might go back to it. But yeah, that scene just felt really silly to me. That is basically all I have to say about this episode, man. I don't have a lot to say. Just because I didn't enjoy it all that much. I'll be honest with you, when I come to do my ranking, my tier list, because I will do that, I've been keeping track of like where I put them on tier lists as they come out. This is the lowest episode on the tier list at the moment. We still have 2 more, but I can't imagine them even coming close to where I put this episode. Yeah, no, this one was just a weak one to me. I still enjoyed it, nonetheless. I'm not going to put it down and be like, oh, it's fucking horrible, worst episode ever. It's still fucking class, and, you know, I still think it's fucking brilliant and probably one of the best episodes of TV ever. So, I mean, I'm not going to put it down like, I hate it, there isn't a single episode of this show that I hate. I love every episode of it. It's all fucking great, man.
Episode 8.
The cinematography in this episode is really fucking good. I think it's probably on standout here. It's been on standout a lot throughout the series, but it's just exceptional here specifically. Fuck it, I'm trying to read my notes here. I think... My Christ, I can't even read my notes, bro. There was more depth added towards Ellie and Joel's relationship. That's all I can really get from this note. My lord. It looks like it was written while I was drunk, bro. The tension in the scene where David confronts Ellie was off the fucking charts. And I actually started sweating, bro. Genuinely, that scene is so fucking good. And I'm glad that, you know, there is tension between those two, as there should have been. Seeing David break his kind facade for the first time was genuinely chilling. I think the actor who's doing, playing David is doing a great fucking job. For some reason, I thought it was Neil Druckmann cameoing as him. It just wasn't until I googled it. No fucking clue why. They don't even look similar. But I just thought it was. Fucking hell. What's my next note? We finally get to see some of Ellie's resourcefulness on full display, which is nice. Because, I mean, she's a very resourceful character. And finally being able to see some of that in the show is great. Seeing Joel kick back into action basically as soon as he needed to is very cool. You know, it was a breath of fresh air, because I think seeing him in bed, you know, bedridden after that attack in, I think it was the last episode, it was just getting a bit annoying, really, to be honest. I wanted him to kick back into gear, and I was very happy when he finally did. You know, and I just think it makes him seem even more badass, that as soon as the chips are down, he could kick straight back into it like nothing even happened. Fucking hell, what we got here? The person playing David, again, just, I'm really, saying a lot in the notes. He's genuinely fucking great. He had me, physically gagging, bro. The person playing him is so good, I was actually, gagging. You know the scene where he tells Ellie that him and her could build a life together, and all that good shit? That had me physically gagging, bro. And that's just fucking brilliant, because it means that I'm getting the right reactions that I need to get from this character, because he is a fucking creep, and you want people to, feel disgusted when you watch him. And the person who's playing him is doing a great job at that. Bella Ramsey and fucking Pedro Pascal are doing great as well, but I think the guy playing David is the standout role in this episode of, in particular. Joel and Ellie's reunion's great, you know, it's heartfelt, and, Christ, I think, I might have teared up a bit, if I'm honest. I definitely teared up a bit. I think it's just, bro, they adapted that reunion so fucking well. Hearing Joel finally call Ellie, what is it? Baby girl? Oh, I can't even say that word, bro. Oh, that word has been memed into oblivion. I can't even say it seriously, but, hearing Joel finally call Ellie baby girl, which is basically what he would call his daughter, it was definitely more prominent in the games, because you spend a bit more time with her in the games. Well, it's a bit more in the show, but I think he says it a lot more often in the games. Nonetheless, finally hearing him say that is great. It really does, you know, show how tight their bond has become throughout the show. Yeah, everyone's acting is great, as I mentioned earlier. And, David's death is fucking amazingly recreated. It's dead like the games, and I think they've recreated it amazingly. Couldn't ask for much better. I mean, this whole series has been very fucking accurate to the games, and I love it for that. And I'm so thankful that HBO has, you know, stuck so closely to the material. Troy Baker, he gets a cameo. He played Joel in the games. He gets a great little cameo as James, which is cool. I'm very happy that so many people who were involved in the games are, being involved with this TV series, because HBO could have very easily bought the rights to the show and then fucked off from Sony and had nothing to do with the rest of the cast. But, they clearly like this game franchise, because they're even letting the voice actors come back for shit. And we've even seen a teaser that Ashley Johnson, who plays Ellie, I believe that's her name, is being in episode 9.
Episode 9.
First note, Ashley Johnson's in it. Yes, she's fucking great, man. Fucking loved her. She was great. Slight problem, I couldn't unhear Ellie whenever she was on screen. I didn't really have that problem with Troy Baker last episode. I think that might be because Ellie's voice is a lot more recognisable to me than Joel's. I don't know why, it just is. Seeing Ashley Johnson again was fucking great. She kills it in this role for what little time she has in the episode, and she's fucking brilliant. Guess who else is brilliant? Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal. Where have you heard me say this before? Oh wait, every review I've made for every episode. Luckily, this is the last time you have to hear me say it. Nonetheless, they're great. I think they adapted the giraffe sequence very well. Very random, but that was my next note. I couldn't really think of a segue into it. Maybe smile, if not as much as the game sequence. Maybe even more. I don't really know. I love Ellie and Joel's chat by the giraffes. There's so much weight to it. It's performed amazingly. I really believe that these are people that are actually going through shit and not characters being played by actors. It's great. They're so believable, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey. It's fucking brilliant. The same applies for the conversation about how Joel tried to kill himself. There are times where I genuinely believe this is a man who attempted suicide because he couldn't deal with the grief of losing his daughter, and not someone who's just acting and playing that role. They're fucking brilliant. They're both so good. My lord. When I watched them in the show, I just didn't see their previous roles. I didn't see The Mandalorian or, what's his fucking name from, Kingsman. I saw Joel. He was really fucking good, and I haven't seen Bella Ramsey in anything, so I didn't really have anything that I could see her as. The stakes are great, man. They play it really well. When Joel and Ellie get split up towards the end of the episode, I really feel my heart going. I'm like, oh no, don't do this to me. Don't split them up, please. I'm so sad. I know she's not going to fucking die. I know we have another season. That doesn't mean I'm not, being upset by it. Finally getting to see Marlene again, fucking great. She was as great as she was in the first episode. And I think she was in the second episode. I love seeing her more cold side, when she put it in such dead terms that Ellie will die and there's nothing Joel can do, and that's fucking great. We also see some compassion from her when she offers Joel's Ellie Switchblade. It's just great to see how fucking well developed she is, as well as in the games and shit. It's great. It's fucking great, and I'm glad that they made her such an in-depth character, considering how little screen time she has. And I think even people who haven't played the games will really like her character, despite her little screen time. Alright, I feel like I'm sort of just looping here, so I'm going to move to the next point. We finally reached a scene where the show changes from the games. I say a scene, where they adapt a scene from the games and they change it slightly, like an important scene. It's the scene where Joel's being walked out of the hospital as Ellie's about to go into surgery and shit. In the games, Joel sees his bag being left behind and realizes they're going to kill him. That, combined with the need to save Ellie, kicks him into action. He shoots the guard twice and extracts the location of the surgery room before finishing the guard off with the third shot. It shows how fucking ruthless he is. He got the information he wanted, and yet he still killed him. It really shows how much he cares for Ellie, and I like that scene so much in the fucking game. In the show, Joel stops in a stairwell, having not seen his bag, and caps the guard twice without even getting the location. I still like the adaptation, but nowhere near as much as the games version events. I wish they kept it the same instead of making those tiny alterations that they did. But I can see some positives. Him not having that motivation of thinking that they're going to kill him anyway does make it more about saving Ellie, which doesn't help their relationship a lot better. But I didn't like that he doesn't even bother. I don't even think he bothers getting the location from the guard. I think he just says fuck it and then goes to look anyway, you know. I fucking liked how ruthless he was in the game. So he gets the information he wants to kills him anyway. We don't see that side in the scene, at least. I mean, we get to see it later in the scene where Joel is gunning down the guards to get to Ellie, and I love that scene. I think it's shot in a far more interesting and unique way than most scenes of that nature in film and TV. The music in the background really helps to make it stand out. It's such a good scene. I mean, the way Joel is shot as well adds to it. He isn't sporadic with his bullets. It's calm and collected. He makes every bullet count, which honestly makes him seem like a far greater threat to the guards. Yeah. Say that 3 times fast. It's fucking good. I love it. Watching Joel hold Ellie in his arms as he debates whether he's making the choice Ellie would want him to is great. It's especially aided by the background music of the main theme playing. You had one chance to use the main theme in the show, and you picked the fucking perfect timing. I mean, so far, they might use it in Season 2. It's like Granite State in Breaking Bad, where they use the main theme only once in Breaking Bad, and it's in Granite State, and it's the perfect time to use it. This is that equivalent for The Last of Us. The scene being followed by the hard cut of Joel in the car. We don't see any debate between him and Marlene because we don't need to. Well, that's what should have happened. Obviously, we see snippets. We as an audience already know the choice he's made because of previous events. But yeah, the show does decide to show us snippets of what transpired instead of a full conversation. As Joel lies to Ellie about there being other immune people and how they can't make a vaccine. I would have much preferred he lied without the intercutting footage of him and Marlene, just show his face as he lies. We as an audience know what's happening. We know that he's lying. We can tell. We're not stupid. And those snippets don't really add anything to me. If anything, I'd say they detract from the impact of the scene constantly cutting back and forth. I had that same issue a few episodes earlier with the argument they have about Ellie not being Joel's daughter, cut in between Sarah with Joel being sad. I just don't like those scenes. I feel like that completely removes it, and I hope we don't see that as much in Season 2. I could have done without the final scene of Joel and Ellie hiking. I think cutting after Joel's lie would have been better. That way we could hard cut to a little while later when Season 2 comes around. I also just think that hard cut after Joel lies would be a much better ending point, and it's a much colder and cooler scene to cut on. I don't know what I'm saying. I just think that would have been a better cut. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me. I thought this episode was going to be too short. This is a bit of a weird note, but I was hoping for a feature-length 90-plus minute episode, you know, like we had for episode 1. But upon finishing it, I think it was perfect length.
Now, with all the episodes broken down and reviewed, it's time to put them on a tier list.
Starting with the first episode, When You're Lost in the Darkness, I'd give that episode A tier. I think it's a really good fucking opener for the series, but it just doesn't quite meet the levels of some of the other episodes in the series that are S. So for that reason, episode 1, When You're Lost in the Darkness, gets A tier. Episode 2, Infected, gets B tier, in my opinion. A really good second episode, but in terms of just the rest of the series as a whole, it's one of the weaker ones. It's still not the lowest on the tier list, but it's definitely on the lower half of the show. I'm ranking a lot of these in like just generalization as how they are with the rest of the series as a whole. Anyway, episode 3, Long Time, S tier. It's so fucking good. I think they flesh out the lore with, I think, Bill and Frank, that's their names, right? Really fucking well. It's just that's a really fucking good episode. I cried. It hits all the beats you need it to, and considering it's an episode where Joel and Ellie aren't present, you really don't feel that they're not present, you know? I have this problem a lot with like Dr. Light episodes in Doctor Who, where the lack of the Doctor really does just limit the episode for me, but not with this. You know, Long Time is fucking brilliant, and you don't even notice that Joel and Ellie aren't really present. Moving on to episode 4, Please Hold to My Hand. This is a B tier episode in my opinion. It's one of the lower ones again. I don't really know why. I just didn't get much of enjoyment out of it, which is why it goes B Obviously, this is my personal tier list, so some of these are going to be ranked based on my personal enjoyment of the episode as well as quality, which is why episode 4, despite being a good episode, is in B tier. I'd say all of these episodes are good in terms of quality. It just so happens that, some of them get ranked lower on the tier list purely because I didn't enjoy them all that much. But anyway, episode 5, Endure and Survive, that's an S tier episode for me. It's really fucking good. Sam and Henry, fucking brilliant, man. The big scene at the end, that was marketed a lot in the adverts and shit. The run scene. That was a terrible impression. But really fucking good episode, hence it gets S tier for me. Episode 6, Kin, another S tier episode. To have 2 S tier episodes back to back was really fucking cool. It just shows the quality of this show, where majority of the episodes are S tier and A tier, and just higher tier episodes. It's great. So episode 6, Kin, is just good. It's on S. Now we get to episode 7, which is Left Behind, the lowest scoring episode on the tier list, and it is C. Left Behind goes in C. Don't get me wrong, good episode. I'd say all of these episodes, as I've already mentioned, are really good, high quality episodes. It's just, I think the whole thing with Ellie and Riley really could have been condensed to about 20 minutes of an episode. It didn't need a full 45-minute thing. I think it was really fucking But nonetheless, we are moving to episode 8, When We Are in Need. This is a tier episode, pretty good. I'd say, not much about it is coming to me in terms of what the episode was about. That's probably really bad. But I can point out something from every episode. But 8, I don't really remember much about. Still, apparently, I got it on A here, so it must have been really good, and I have no doubt that it was, because, as I say, every episode in this series of this adaptation is fucking class. It's just brilliant, man. And finally, we move to episode 9, the finale, Look for the Light. Oh my, bro, S tier, fucking amazing finale. I fucking love it. And I don't know what to say about it, really. There's not much that I can say that hasn't already been said, and I don't say in my review, which you should check out my reviews of the series if you haven't already. But nonetheless, that gets S tier. Any episodes I think that might have just, barely missed the mark, I think episode 1 could have been S, but it just barely missed the mark, hence it's A. But overall, this is my ranking, the full tier list you can see on screen now.
So that was season 1 of The Last of Us, broken down and reviewed, ready in time for season 2. Let me know what you thought of this video. Are you excited for season 2 and my breakdown and reviews when those episodes come out? I want to know all your thoughts and everything. I'll see you pretty soon. Goodbye.